In this video, I'm going to tell you about fees on Etoro. We will talk about what fees Etoro charges its clients, how these fees compare to other similar investing platforms, and what you can do in order to avoid these fees. You will not be able to avoid all of them, but you will definitely be able to avoid some of them. So if that's something that's of any interest to you, then please keep watching this video. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia. On this channel I talk about investing and especially investing for beginners. I have a whole playlist with lots of videos about my investing on Etoro. And I'm not ashamed to say that Etoro is one of my favorite platforms for beginner investors that I think has a genius idea of copy trading that I haven't found in any other investing platform. But every time I post a video about Etoro, I get a comment saying, why did you choose Etoro? Because they charge such huge fees. So I thought it was a good idea to make a separate video explaining Etoro fees and ways of how I avoid these fees, because I can actually avoid the majority of them, and then Etoro doesn't seem that expensive. And if you are a beginner investor, you might not think much about the fees because they never seem that big. But all experienced investors will tell you that all these little percentages, all these small fees, they accumulate, and by the end of your investing term, they will sum up and they will become big. And fees can actually destroy all of your profits from your investments, even if you invest over a long period of time. That's why fees are really extremely important. So let's start looking at the fees that Etoro charges us. The first group of fees is called a conversion fee. Etoro operates only in US dollars and only invests into US stock. If you are buying the stocks of other countries, then you are buying CFDs. If you don't know what a CFD is, then click this video here. I talk about it in a separate video for about 10 minutes, so I'm not going to go over it again in this one. But the main idea of this fee is once you deposit your funds in a different currency besides the US dollar, there will be a conversion fee, so you will not get as much money as you expect. You will get a little bit less. To make the whole thing a little bit more complicated, Etoro charges different fee on different currency, and they charge this fee in so-called pips. You can find this information on Etoro website, and I encourage you to do that because these fees might change in the future and the things that I'm going to tell you will not be up to date. But at the moment, this is how it works, and on the Etoro website you can find a very clear explanation of how you can calculate these pips yourself and how much money you will end up getting in your account before you deposit any funds. Although in my opinion I don't see any point in doing that, because once you decide to deposit the funds and you put in the amount that you want to deposit, you also can choose the currency, you will see how many dollars you will end up with in your account. So it's a much easier way, and you don't really need to know all the ins and outs of how to calculate these pips, because this is one of the fees that you will most probably not be able to avoid completely if you invest your money in a different currency. So what are your options of how you can reduce this fee? Well, the first and the most obvious way is, of course, to deposit your funds in the US dollars originally. But what can you do if you don't earn and you don't have US dollars? The other option would be to transfer your money into PayPal, for example, and then exchange the money within PayPal, then deposit this money into Etoro through PayPal already in the US dollars. And look at these screenshots that were taken at the same time. So if I want to exchange £1,000 inside PayPal, I will get $1,368. If I want to do the same with Etoro, then I will get $1,413. So obviously exchanging money inside PayPal doesn't make any sense, and I much rather just invest my pounds straight into Etoro and let Etoro take this conversion fee, because it makes more financial sense for me. Also, if I compare the conversion fee of Etoro and the official exchange rate on xe.com, we see that the difference is very small and I actually lose just a couple of pounds, which is not such a big deal. From all this information, the conclusion that I make is that the easiest, quickest and cheapest way is to invest your money directly into Etoro in British pounds and let Etoro do the exchange for you. Now, because the exchange rate is different for every currency, I encourage you to check your currency pair and don't only rely on the things that I'm saying, because for your currency the situation might be different and the results might differ as well. Another way of how you can reduce or completely eliminate this fee is by investing a lot of money into Etoro in the first place. Etoro has different clubs, the member of which you become by investing more and more money into your account. So starting from Platinum Club and Platinum Plus and Diamond, you may get a discount or exemption on exchange fees, so you will not be charged as much as if you had just a small amount in your Etoro account. The next group of fees is so-called spread fees, and this is the group of fees that a lot of people are angry about because they say that spread fees on Etoro are quite high. Well, spread fees is how zero commission brokers make their profits. Instead of charging their clients a fixed fee for every single trade, like what brokers used to do in the past, these zero commission brokers charge a fee that is already included in the price of each stock. It's a markup price. So let's compare it to the difference in exchange rates if you want to exchange a currency. For example, if you travel from England to France and you want to exchange your pounds into euros, you can check the official exchange rate on xe.com, for example, just to get a general understanding of what sum you could have got, but the chances are very slim that you will be able to find a bank that will exchange your money with the exact exchange rate. Most probably all the banks will be able to offer you the exchange rate, which is a little bit worse. The same happens with the spread fee. On the official website, like for example on Nasdaq, you can check the price of a stock. Then if you want to buy the stock on Etoro, on the top of the page you will see the same price, but when you click on trade, you will see that the price will change a little bit. It's a very little percentage, it's just a couple of cents, but this is how Etoro makes their profits, by charging you this little percent on every single stock that you buy or sell, for that matter. So when you want to buy some stock, you will have to pay a little bit more than the official price of this stock, and if you want to sell this stock, then you will get a little bit less money than what you could have got if you traded this stock by the official rate. You cannot avoid spread fees. You will pay them all the time. You will not even notice. The majority of people, I'm sure, don't even notice them, because this is the fee that is not separated. It's already included in the price. So if you agree to buy stock for a certain price, that means that you've already paid this fee automatically. And the spread fee is the main reason of why I don't recommend people to stop copy trading a certain popular investor if they want to start copying them again in the nearest future. Because every time you start copying someone, you pay a spread fee on every single stock that this popular investor has their money invested in. It's pretty easy and pretty logical. If you want to pay less spread fees, you have to trade less. So consider buying and then holding long term, or if you start copy trading, then try not to stop this copy trade, because every time you do that, you pay a spread fee. I hope you understand. The third group of fees is connected to CFDs, and this group of fees is also pretty logical, because as you hopefully know, when you buy a CFD, you basically put a bet on the price change of a certain stock. You don't buy a stock itself. You can also use leverage, and when you use leverage, this is the same as borrowing the money from your broker. If you borrow the money, say for a mortgage in your bank, you know that the bank will charge you some fees and the interest rate on top of those fees. Well, it's exactly the same with Etoro. If you want to use leverage, you will have to pay the overnight fee, weekend fee, and the CFD fees will be different depending on what asset group you want to buy. So it's different for stocks and ETFs, commodities, indexes, and so on. If you want to get a better understanding and if you want to calculate these fees, then I also encourage you to look for this information on the official website of Etoro. If you want to know how to avoid this fee, well, it's easy. You just don't trade CFDs. I don't trade CFDs at all, so I don't have to pay these fees. The next fee is a withdrawal fee. This is a very easy fee, and I like it how when you deposit the money you don't pay anything, but if you want to get your money back you have to pay $5. It's a little bit cheeky, but that's what everybody's doing, and I mean, what you can do, they have to make their money as well somehow. So $5 withdrawal fee is not avoidable unless you invest a bigger sum of money into your Etoro account. And here we go back to the clubs and the memberships of these clubs that Etoro offers to its clients. If you become the member of a diamond club or above, then you don't have to pay this withdrawal fee. For example, I'm a member of a diamond club because I have invested $25,000 into my Etoro account, and since then I don't pay any withdrawal fees at all. If you don't want to invest, or if you don't have this bigger sum to invest, then the obvious way to avoid this fee is to stop withdrawing your money, or withdraw your money as seldomly as possible. And the last fee that I have to mention is an inactivity fee. Etoro charges $10 per month if you don't log into your Etoro account for 12 months or over. And this sum will be deducted from your investments monthly until the value of your investment is zero. This fee is the easiest one to avoid. You don't have to trade, you don't have to invest. All you have to do is to log in at least once a year. I mean, what can be easier? So I think these are all the fees that I wanted to tell you about in my video today. If I missed anything, or if you have any more questions about fees on Etoro, then please comment below. And if you liked this video, then click the like button, and if you didn't like it, then click the dislike button. It's a democracy. Thank you very much for your time and attention today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.